Say hi, blow him a kiss.
The building that houses Wilmington's Front Street Brewery has a rich history.
The building has actually been here since 1865, so it's one of the older buildings in downtown Wilmington. And we know it was a couple things. We know it was a clothing store, dentist's office at one point, it was a candy store, and then in 1995 they turned it into Front Street Brewery by adding the restaurant and the brewing tanks, and it has been that way ever since.
Now Front Street Brewery is adding to history in a different way. The establishment's head brewer, Kelsey Cole, is believed to be North Carolina's first female head brewer, a position she says she is honored to hold.
I'm a fortunate woman to be a part of the craft beer industry and to be a part of the historical North Carolina's craft beer industry that's exploding right now.
Cole has her own rich history with Front Street Brewery.
I was hired on the spot as a hostess. I shortly then after became a server. Started homebrewing as I worked my way here through college. After I graduated from college, I was kind of down a career path of doing sales in craft beer, just with my experience and my passion for it here. And then as I got more familiar with homebrewing and making the product, I fell in love with making it more than selling it. So I decided to pursue a career path in brewing, and a production opportunity opened up here and just worked my way up the ladder from there. I definitely put a lot of time, a lot of thought in preparing things and developing recipes, making sure that the cleaning procedures are properly addressed. I put my life into it. I put my heart into it, definitely. To see people around me drinking what I'm working on or what I'm making out here in the restaurant is very rewarding.
Cole's role as head brewer comes at a time when the craft beer industry is rapidly growing in North Carolina.
As the population grows in Wilmington and as the craft beer scene as a whole grows in Wilmington, it was only inevitable that more breweries would open. And same with Asheville. I mean, it started really, I think, with Asheville mostly. They've been voted as the craft beer capital of the United States 3 years in a row.
It seems like any town you go to in North Carolina, there's going to be a brewery. I think we're up to maybe 130 operating breweries in North Carolina right now. And it seems like every week somebody's a brewery and planning in Wilmington or somebody's opening up. And I think it's great. Beer tourism is a real thing. It's a wonderful thing. And the more places we have for somebody to come down to Wilmington and try our beers, I think it's great.
Cole's creativity in developing new recipes is adding to the uniqueness of Front Street Brewery's offerings.
She does have a knack for some interesting recipes where I find myself to be more of a traditional style brewer, and she's got the knack to put some weird stuff into beer that she basically does all of our workshops, which is a 5-gallon, one-off batches, and she's always putting some creative in there.
We do get a lot of people in the summer that want something light, crisp, and refreshing. So our Kolsch we have on tap in the summer, our cream ale, our Hefeweizen. These are strategic seasonals that we brew to appeal to those customers. And the other parts of the year, we make chocolate stouts, vanilla, Java, Imperial Porter. So. And then, like I said, these workshop limited releases. We're definitely broadening our portfolio, and we have a lot of great things to offer, and consistently good. We've won several medals at North Carolina competitions, and also we won a gold medal at World Beer Cup. So our beer is good. I'm biased.
Part of what makes some of the brewery's beers unique is their focus on adding local ingredients.
As much as we possibly can, we'd like to use local ingredients. We've used some muscadine grapes from the NC State Research Center up the road from us. We have that aging in some barrels right now. Kelsey and I just got in contact with somebody from the Arboretum, and they're going to start figuring out what kind of spices we could use and come down. They even said, we'll grow stuff for you. If you want something grown, we'll grow for you, and you come down, and we're going to use them in the workshops. And I think it's just a great idea to use local as much as possible, because it helps fuel the local economy, and that's what it's all about. We want to be as local, if not Wilmington, at least try to get North Carolina wide and then stretch out a little bit from there.
In the spirit of keeping things local, Front Street Brewery is collaborating with Wilmington-based Port City Java in developing a special brew of Scottish breakfast ale that incorporates Port City Java's coffee. The beer commemorates the 20th anniversary of both establishments.
You get two small companies that have been in business for 20 years. That's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty good milestone to hit. And to be able to celebrate it by kind of joining forces and getting on the artisan coffee and the craft beer industries and kind of joining those together a little bit and celebrating our 20 years by putting out a beer that's going to feature some of our coffee in it, I just think that's really, really neat.
As Front Street Brewery patrons continue to enjoy the wide variety of beers being brewed by Kelsey Cole, she says she hopes being North Carolina's first female head brewer will inspire more women to enter the craft beer business.
There are more and more women that are getting involved, not even just within like the marketing and sales aspect of the craft brewing industry, but also the production aspect of things. So I think definitely more and more women are not just getting their feet wet in the water, but jumping right in with successful career paths. Just go for it. I mean, a lot of chicks like beer. I know I'm not the only one, and I see, sometimes I do the tours here, and I see a lot of women come in for tours. So if you like beer, try home brewing, and if you like home brewing, well then pursue a career in the craft beer industry.